Okay, next we're going to be looking at a volume scale. I am going to take it back to the drawing again. I put up the pertinent information, so we have our radius, our height, our length at the end. We have S mark on the slant as a function. We have capital V as the volume of the water in the cone, so I wrote the volume formula, and then I realized that we kind of need to know this radius here. So I'm going to label this capital R, and you'll notice I did that here. I'm going to label this lowercase r. So H to H, L to S, and capital R to lowercase r. So same, we know this is similar triangles, right? So I know similar triangles, so I'm going to set up a R to H, because I'm going to need the radius in the volume formula, but I need the radius at different intervals. I don't need my top radius. Though that's what I will use, I need to look at these others, and we're going to use capital R and H. Capital H, okay. So I need to know what my radius is. So solving this, I know that my radius is equal to my top radius, the ending radius, over my height times my H. Great. Now I have everything I need. So let's start with a volume function with relation to H, kind of that normal idea. Volume, and I'm going to make it a function here just to kind of connect the dots here. This would be equal to 1/3 pi, and then I have to consider what my lowercase r is. My lowercase r is all of this, so r over h times h all squared pi r squared times h. Okay, I'm going to clean that up because that's just ugly. So let's clean that up. 1/3 pi r squared h squared times h cubed. So r squared h squared h cubed. Okay, from the previous page, right? So from this previous page here, we found S, H, L, H. If I were to solve this for H, right, and I'm going to, maybe not on this page, but that's what I'm working with. I'll solve it here for H, up here maybe. S, H is equal to L, H. This is going to equal, H is going to equal H over L times S. Okay, so that's what that equals. I'm going to plug these in, right, into this. So this is replacing my lowercase h. So I have 1/3 pi. This stays the same. This stays, and this becomes h over L times S cubed. This will clean up, right? Cleans up. I'm going to have, keep the 1/3 pi. I could just put pi thirds, I guess. I'm going to have r squared. I'm going to have an h left up top, h over L cubed, and then the S squared, cubed outside. Now, yes, so this is actually, at this point, this stopped being a volume of H, and this became, when I plugged that in, a volume of S, right? Now, I could plug this in and get a value. We're supposed to mark a volume of 10 milliliters, right? So maybe we plug in some numbers, and maybe we find that this is approximately, I should let you do this. I'm going to ignore this piece, and I'm going to focus on all that other piece, and you will find that you will get well, should we plug it in or should we move it over? Okay, either way, you could take the volume and divide by all of this, right? So I could move all of this over to this side. This V is capital V, right? It's the volume. So I could do that. I would have something that had V up top and all that stuff underneath. I could also do this. I could say, this approximates to 0.02421. That's what it approximates. I'm going to leave that as S cubed. There's a reason I'm leaving that as S cubed. This is in milliliters, so I can create a formula that says S is approximately my volume over 0.02421 to the 1/3 power, or the cube root. And then I can plug in the V at 10, right? Because we want V at 10 milliliters. So S approximately 10 milliliter, I don't need that, but 10 milliliters over 0.02421, and this is going to come out to about 7.45 centimeters, right? Because it was in milliliters. 1 centimeter cubed is equal to 1 milliliter, so that's going to equal a mark here at 7 here, and this S, this first S, would equal 10 milliliters of volume. And then you'll do that all the way up, changing your 10 to 20, 30, etc., until you reach your 21 point whatever. All right, that gives you a start for that. We'll see if I get to the rainfall one today or not, but this should help set you up. All right, have a good day.